Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to another episode of my Christian Music Week reviews. Each week I take 5 releases, be it albums, EPs, or singles, and I'll try and listen to them all week. I come back here and I review them, I share what I think about them. So without further ado, let's get to this week's first release. Tauren VOUS' new album, Joy in the Morning. Tauren VOUS' new album, Joy in the Morning. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here. Stylistically, we have 6 upbeat songs and 4 softer songs. Overall, definitely a pop album and some pop rock songs as well. But he contains quite a bit of styles on here. He also includes worship elements, hip-hop elements, R&B elements. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here. Tauren talks about how we can be hurt into doubt by counterfeit hypocritical religion and chase counterfeit hopes to try to satisfy us. But Jesus, in his crazy love, has sacrificially wore our scars and is waiting for us to come home to God's real love that gives us a change that we just can't fake. And Tauren also speaks to this person who life has fallen apart for, but Tauren talks about how this person doesn't have to hold his or her composure altogether, and though Tauren may not be able to make it all better, he will feel with this person in that unconditional love I spoke of a few seconds ago. But also, in that first point, but also encourage this person to not give up and have faith that God's not done till joy comes in the morning, even if it's not till we get to heaven. Up next, River Valley Worship's new album, Faith in Our Time. River Valley Worship's new album, Faith in Our Time. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here. Stylistically, definitely a worship album that contains some pop rock influence at times. Also, something I know that was interesting is it took some of the songs that were on their devotional project earlier this year, Attention, and took those songs from kind of more of a soft alternative worship to a more conventional worship feel as well. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here. River Valley Worship talks about, in light of Jesus and his sufficient sacrificial love and mercy, shedding his costly blood to save us from shame, we in faith offer our hearts as a pure sanctuary for him to move through us, as a light through the troubles of wherever he sends us. Up next, VOUS Worship's new album, I Met Jesus in Miami. VOUS Worship's new album, I Met Jesus in Miami. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here overall, I would say, even if it can feel a little long at times, a little dragged out. Stylistically here, it's worship overall, but definitely contains some pop and pop rock influence as well. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here. VOUS Worship talks about Jesus and his undeniable, never-changing love changed us, hopelessly lost, heavy-hearted prodigals with heavy hearts to leave our sin and cares behind and be alive, joyfully shining the light of his love, now trusting in faith in the peace that God is with us, leading us through the sleepless storms till they pass into something good. Up next, Sean Feucht's new album, Key of David. Sean Feucht's new album, Key of David. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here, and seemed like it was a pretty special night, if the album is any indicator. And stylistically, definitely a worship sound, but definitely with some upbeat pop rock influence as well. And in addition to Sean Feucht singing on this album, he has Meredith Malden singing on some of the songs. And he also has Melody Noel of Influence Music reprising her medley of Darlene Jack's Shout to the Lord and Hillsong Worship's What a Beautiful Name that she did on a mixtape for Influence Music a while back. Stylistically, here definitely... Oh, that's right, I already talked about the style. And now as for the lyrics here, so one thing I always like about Sean Feucht whenever I review him is his bold faith, and this album is no exception. And as for the lyrics here, Sean talks about how this is the season for the church to anchor our hope in Jesus's victorious authority over fear through his being nailed on the cross and his rising to life again to free us children of God from captivity to fear. Up next, our last release for today, Konata Small's new EP, No Defeat. Konata Small's new EP, No Defeat. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good EP here. Stylistically, definitely a energetic hip-hop EP. Vocally here, Konata raps, and sings. Vocal samples are also used. And as for the lyrics here, and pretty good EP by the way, sound-wise and lyrically as well, as Konata talks about how he's got the lion heart to be all in, working hard through the trenches that just make him stronger to shine the glory of Jesus' remedy. Well, that's it for this week. Come back next week for 5 more releases. If you like what's on this video, please subscribe. I put out videos every Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Also, if you have any thoughts on today's releases or what I may have said about them, let me know down in the comments below. Also, in the comments, you can let me know if there's any awesome releases that came out today that you want to see in next week's video. Also, check out the playlist section for my Means of Month and Dreams playlist available here on YouTube and also on Spotify. And this month's edition of the playlist includes songs from artists like Hobie, Niall Horan, Rachel Platten, Bruno Mars, and others, so go and check that out if you're interested. Well, go now. See you next week.